Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over another premium medium question in the database/pandas section that I just solved on my own. So again, really happy that I was able to come up with my own solution to this problem without any assistance, and pretty straightforward, pretty easily, very quickly. So again, I felt like this is very straightforward, no tricks. Maybe it's just me getting smarter, maybe it's just pandas questions/database questions are just easier than algorithm questions. I have no clue. You guys let me know if it's just me, but I feel like I'm just getting through these mediums and hards very, very quickly with low effort compared to like other topics, other standard topics, and was wondering if anyone else had the same experience. So either way, let's go over this one. And again, I thought this one was very straightforward. So let's read this. It just says write a solution to report the number of calls. I don't like to read this. I just like to look at the picture because we're just returning a table. So it's just my preference. So let's go ahead and return a data frame. I like to create the skeleton. So you have calls with the columns. Just like to fill in the data. So person 1, person 2, call count, and total duration. Okay, so now basically what they're asking you to do is, you see this 1 and 2 and 2 and 1, they're the same thing. So we just add 59 and 11 together. So basically what I like to do is I like to iterate over this, and from ID and to ID, we sort both of them in order so that they go to the same place, right? And then we have to increment. We have to say these are literally the same, so the count is 2. And then we do that same thing here. That's 4, because 4 and 3, if you swap these, they're in order. So now they're going to be 3 and 4, and then you add it and you get 999 total. So 4 is the count for this one. Again, I said very straightforward. So let's go ahead and do exactly that. So for IV and enumerate calls from ID, and we can just say, again, we're just trying to get the from ID, which is just call F, and T is going to be V, and then calls of to ID of I. And again, we want to sort it, so let's just call it now. Let's create an empty list, append both F and T, and then sort now, so that we can put it inside of a dictionary, because we want to add the total duration together, and then we also want to count how many are equal to this sorted list. So count is also default dict of integer, and then we can just say d of tuple of now, because lists cannot be used as dictionary keys, and we want to add the calls of duration of I. And then we also want to add count tuple now plus equals to 1. Okay, so let's print D, let's print count. So now we have our basic, we've gathered all the data that we need, and now we just have to put it together in this table. So as you can see, this and this, so here and here. So cool, now we just have to organize this. So let's go ahead and iterate. Well, how long is it going to be? It's going to be the size of the dictionary, right? I like to turn this into a list of d.items, so we can just populate it from top to down. And 2 is count items, because it's kind of hard to index into a dictionary. And then we can just say .head length of d, and then we have to populate this with data instead of nulls. So let's go ahead and do that. So calls person 1, let's just put them all the integers. Let's just say calls from ID, do the same thing with person 2. Just copy this, calls call counts, calls duration, total duration. Cool. So now we have some data, but now we have to just populate it. Let's say I, because we already used the word count here. So let's just go through. Let's say for J and range just iterating from top to down in our result. Range length calls, let's say person1, because okay, let's not do that. For J, length calls person1. So they're all going to be at the same height. The columns are all going to be the same height. So then now we can just say, okay, so if I is less than length of 1 and I is less than length of 2, because 2 is used to get the number of how many times that call appeared, right? So, and then we can just increment I at the end. So again, we're just going to populate this here, here, and here, and then here, 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 and here, 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 and here. Okay, so calls person1 of I is equal to 1 of count of, so 1 of count. So this is actually tuple, so it's going to be, let's actually just see what it looks like now. I equals 0, it's not right syntax. Let's say, because I don't want to keep having to print what this tuple looks like. I thought we already turned this into a, oh, sorry, not count, it's I. So calls of person1 I is 1 of I. 1 of I of 0 maybe. Let's see. Can we please just see what this looks like? Okay, cool. So now we got this. We just want to set it to this then. So calls of person 1 of I is equal to 1 of I of 0. Setting array element with the sequence. Calls person1. Why are we having a problem doing this? Is it because we're mutating this? What do they want? Okay, person1 of I. Array element with, yeah, what are we doing? That's right. Oh, of J. Nope. That's what we want. Okay, so calls person1 of I is 1 I 0 of 0 maybe. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just we're entangled a little bit. Person2 of I equals to 1 I 0 1. So this guy. Cool. And now we just call count. Is equal to 1, I think -1, if I remember correctly. Okay, it's 2I of -1 instead. Okay, and then last but not least, calls of total duration of I is 1 of I of -1. Okay, so setting the values. And okay, let's submit it. And there you go, passes all test cases. Again, really happy that I was able to solve this medium question on my own without any assistance relatively easily and quickly. So, yep, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.